Honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just wanted to make not really a correction, but more so kind of clear up something under my comment board on this video. Entitled E is a big time loser in his own kingdom. And this person, OKD5566, had commented sometime earlier this morning, I think maybe around like 5 or something, 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. And they said, y'all have no concrete evidence that the WM is Esau. Now, when I woke up this morning and seen it, I didn't reply at the moment, but I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking that they was talking about this woman, that's on the screen right now. I'm thinking that the WM was standing for woman. I'm thinking that they were saying, because I was confused actually when they said y'all have no concrete, and I wasn't thinking this morning when I first woke up and looked at it, glanced at it. But after this brother, hopefully of the elect, had commented under the post about an hour ago, it said, we know for sure by his characteristics that the self-proclaimed. Then when it said WM, I was like, oh, I'm tripping. That was white man, it's Esau. So I had to clear that, just wanted to clear that up. Because I was, I'm thinking that he was talking about the person, the woman in the damn video, on the article, talking about that woman was not Esau. So, but according to the scriptures, we know who Esau Edom is, like the brother said, through the characteristics that the scriptures proclaim that Esau was going to have. And I just go to Esau Edom himself first and foremost. Let's get the let's get the man himself. And this is Genesis chapter 25, starting straight at the point, verse 23. In the AMP, the Lord said to her, the founders of 2 nations are in your womb, and the separation of 2 nations has begun in your body. The one people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. When her days to be fulfilled, or delivered, were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out reddish all over like a hairy garment, and they named him Esau. Afterward, his brother came out, and his hand grasped Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob. One who grabs the heel, supplanter. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. When the boys grew up, Esau was an able and skilled hunter, and also cunning hunter in the KJV, a man of the outdoors, but Jacob was a quiet and peaceful man living in tents. So it's letting you know different characteristics of the twin brothers, which Esau was always, like they say, outside. He was an outdoorsman, a man of the outdoors, a skilled hunter. And that's not only just in hunting of like animals or, hunting in the wild, but that's also of hunting people, hunting spirits, basically trying to trap people to get people to follow after his ways, and after his doing. That's what he's done in today's time. He has captured people's minds into following after his system. But ultimately, this man is an outdoorsman, as the scriptures say too. Now, let's get more. Let's keep going down. Now it says, now Isaac loved and favored Esau because he enjoyed eating his game, meaning the actual animals and food that he hunted. But Rebekah loved and favored Jacob. Jacob had cooked reddish brown lentil stew one day when Esau came from the field and was famished. And Esau said to Jacob, please let me have a quick swallow of the red stuff there, because I am exhausted and famished. For that reason, Esau was also called Edom, which is red. Jacob answered, first, sell me your birthright, the rights of a firstborn. Esau said, look, I am about to die. If I do not eat soon, so of what use is this birthright to me? Jacob said, swear an oath to me today that you are selling it to me for this food. So he swore an oath to him and sold his birthright. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and let's just say pottage of lentils, but lentil stew, and he ate and drank and got up and went on his way. In this way, Esau scorned his birthright, which Esau was the first sellout, you know. And also too, Esau, he was impatient, you know. He's impatient and he has no integrity. These are all characteristics that you have to understand about the so-called white man Esau Edom. It's saying we have no what did they say? We have no concrete proof, no concrete evidence. The concrete evidence is in the scriptures. You don't have belief in the scriptures. The scriptures tell us what's going to happen in the last days and who is who according to the characteristics. You know, that's how we have concrete evidence, concrete proof. And more proof constantly comes out because this man shows more and more of who he truly is. You know, we don't need no DNA test or test results, or we don't need anything like that. We know through the spirit, through what these scriptures say, that the so-called white man would be showcasing his characteristics, who this man truly is. Now let's get Genesis chapter 2. Let's go to 27. And let's see where we're going to start. I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm going to get started 38. Genesis 27:38 AMP. Esau said to his father, "Have you only one blessed, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." Then Esau, no longer able to restrain himself, raised his voice and wept loudly. Then Isaac, his father, answered and prophesied and said to him, now I said he prophesied, meaning he told him what was going to happen in the future. "Your dwelling shall be away from the fertility of the earth and away from the dew of heaven above. But you shall live by your sword and serve your brother." So it said the only way he's going to prosper in this earth is through the sword, through killing, through violence. That's what Isaac said about Esau. Through violence, that's how you're going to get your way in the earth. Now, who is the most violent nation, violent people on the earth? So-called white people. So Esau Edom. You know, the so-called white man. This is how they conquer nations and spread their quote-unquote democracy, through violence in any shape, form, or fashion. The sword is literally his blessing. You know, this also letting you know, by thy sword shalt thou live. So this is his blessing, the sword. And the sword comes in many shapes, forms, and fashions when it comes to Esau Edom. You know, it ain't just literally the gun. It says, and however, it shall come to pass when you break loose from your anger and hatred, that you will tear his yoke off your neck and you will be free of him. So Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, which is his mind, "The days of mourning for my father are very near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob," which is murder. You know, he was saying he was going to murder his brother Jacob. And he meant that. And Jacob, we know, is the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanic, Latinos, and Native Americans. This man Esau been doing this ever since. Now let's get Ezekiel 35, starting at 1 AMP. "Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, set your face against Mount Seir," which is Edom, going into where they resided at, "and prophesy against it, and say to it, Thus says the Lord God, Behold, Mount Seir, I am against you, and I will stretch out my hand against you and make you completely desolate. I will destroy your cities, and you will become a wasteland. Then you shall know without any doubt that I am the Lord, because you, descendants of Esau, have had an everlasting hatred for Jacob, which is Israel." See, we read when Esau said he hated Jacob, and then it said the descendants of Esau all the way up until today's the current second that we live in right now still had an everlasting or perpetual hatred for our people. It says, and you handed over the sons of Israel to the power of the sword, which we just read. That was their blessing. By thy sword shall you live. So by violence shall you get your way in the earth. And that's how you going to break free from our control. So it says, and you handed over the sons of Israel to the power of the sword at the time of their tragedy, at the time of their final punishment, the Babylonian conquest, that which we in the modern day Babylonian conquest or captivity, under which is named America. It says, therefore, as I live, says the Lord, I will hand you over to bloodshed, and bloodshed will pursue you. Since you have not hated bloodshed, bloodshed will pursue you. So these people have been shedding our blood profusely all this time. All this time they've been shedding our blood profusely without end, you know. So the Lord said he's going to get them back and the same thing's going to happen unto them. And it's even starting to happen now. We see it now. Just like in that same video, that very same video that I uploaded with this article, you had this Edomite man. That Edomite man murdered his wife. He stabbed her 7 times in the neck. And then he said, because he was trying to frame it as if somebody else did it, he lured somebody to his house from he found them on a fetish website, which I don't know if let me see. This guy right here, that's his wife at the top. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. That's his wife at the top, and that's him at the bottom. He lured this man to a fetish from a fetish website, using his wife's image to make it seem as this man broke into his house or had an affair with his wife and then murdered her, you know. But in actuality, he stabbed his wife 7 times in the neck, and then he shot him in the head. You know, lured him to his house and shot him in the head. Also, he can be with that woman, that first woman, this woman right here, so he can start a family with her, you know. So, see, there it is right there. The prosecutors say Christine Banfield was stabbed 7 times in the neck. And at the top it says, striking Ryan in the head, a firearm, after the man appeared to stab his wife. See? Bloodshed is pursuing Esau. And these situations are the true characteristics of Esau Edom. He shall live by his sword. So, you know, there was a misunderstanding on what was actually being said in this comment. And they said y'all have no concrete evidence. I didn't realize that it was the white man. I don't know why I didn't pick it up, but I'm thinking that he was talking about the woman in the picture. So that's why, because in the video I said, well, the woman, you know, she can be it. I said she appears to be an Edomite, but you know, she could be. I wasn't for sure, but regardless, the point still stands that it said the point still stands. Even if the other woman, which is her, wasn't an Edomite, he is still a big time loser in his own kingdom. You know, because in your own kingdom, there is no reason why you should have to go to this extremity just to deal with another woman. You know. Because in our kingdom, we ain't going to have to do with that. We're going to deal with as many women as we want and have as many children with as many women as we want, you know. But Esau Edom, he got to go to the extreme just to have another woman, you know. So I just wanted to do a quick lesson on that to kind of clarify my comment, clarify what I had said and my misunderstanding. So Lord wills edifying. On that note, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom.